This video is going to be all about workbooks. And when I talk about workbooks, what do I mean? Well, it's just the Excel workbook. When you create an Excel spreadsheet, you create a workbook that has multiple sheets. So what we do is we embed SapBex queries into our workbooks, just like this one we've been working on. And because it's a workbook, we have the option of saving this workbook wherever we like. We can save it on our desktop, on our network drives, and so on. So here, I'll just save it to my local machine. And there we go, it's saved. So if I close the application, and that effectively logs me off the system. So now if I open the SapBex Alanyzer again, I can go and choose the workbook that we've just saved, which I believe is in my temp directory. Let me have a quick look. Won't be in images. There we go. And it opens up the report. We get a little security warning for the SAP Visual Basic Macros. And there we have it. We've opened up the workbook. And that's the data as we saved it previously. But one thing to note is we're not connected to a BW system. So when we right click, all we get is this refresh option. And you can see up here, we don't have the connection joined. So if we click refresh, we'll get prompted for our username and password. Then the report will refresh and we'll get all that brand new data brought down to our report. Now in our case, it's going to be exactly the same. But you get the idea. If we were running this a week, a month later, we would get all the new transactional data coming through to our SapBex report. So I choose refresh, log on, and the report runs. Not much to see because there's no selection screen. But there we go. It's brought all the data back down. We now have a live connection. And when we right click, we can choose all the OLAP functionality that we've seen previously. Now, that's for saving the workbook on your own machine, on the network, and so on. There is another option. You can save workbooks on your BW system. So if we go up to the save icon here, I think I did touch on this previously, you can choose save workbook and it will prompt you to enter a name for your workbook, and you have the option of saving it inside a role that other people can access. It's quite a popular option. You know, it's a good place to keep all your workbooks. The support department then have access to your workbooks as well. But it's totally up to you. It depends on your organization and what rules you've actually set up. Now, one other thing to look at is views. Now, what we have here is a view of a query embedded in a workbook. We do have the option of saving query views. And what that is basically saving the layout, but without saving the data and without saving the workbook. If you have other sheets with other pieces of information stored in other sheets, it wouldn't get saved if you saved the view. So let me show you here. I'm showing favorites at the moment. I'm not getting any views saved, but what I would do is give it a description. View number 1, give it a technical name. Click save, and then the view of the query gets saved within the system. So now if I choose open, I can choose open query. And you see here, we have a slightly different icon to the query icon. If I choose this, choose open, instead of opening the query with the default view, which I think was just one column and a key figure, we now get the query view that we've just saved in the system.